Jamie says Scott is a drug user, gambler, and can't be trusted. Scott says she's off her rocker. Jamie, has Scott paid you any child support since you two were separated?
Scott is court ordered to pay $27 a week for 3 children.
What?
And that's probably based on the fact he's got no income, because that is probably the lowest that the scale will allow.
Wow.
You have kids at home. You've screwed up a whole bunch of times. You're getting your life back together. You drop a job. Meanwhile, who's feeding your kids? Where are you being a responsible parent of taking responsibility and really
You're
changing
feeding
that?
these kids, Rosie.
Well, and Scott, part of the problem is that you went to 2 weeks of treatment. Just so you know, the standard of care is 90+ days, especially with somebody who has multiple addictions like you. So it's not really surprising to me that you did have a relapse earlier this year. Jamie, tell us about what happened there.
I didn't really know where he was. I had to locate him, and I found that he wasn't in an area that he should be in. He came home, he was acting weird, and the PCP has a very distinctive smell. I made him breathe so I could sniff it, and I was like, oh, that doesn't smell right. And then I went in like a bloodhound in his car and like sniffed it out until I found it.
Wow. And so did you say then, Scott, that was the first time you had relapsed, or was that just the time you got caught?
That's the only time probably that he got caught.
So Jamie, I know that you said that you guys have been on and off. So what's the criteria when you decide to let him back into your life?
Why would you let him back into
why
your
would
life?
you put up with all this?
I mean, because at this point, we have 3 kids together. And he has moments where he is wonderful, and he's a great father. And I want them to have their dad around.
Okay, but what about you? Are you getting some of that love also when he is sober, when he is present?
He's clean and he's sober, he's great. There's nothing wrong with him. He's successful, he can hold a job, and he's a great partner.
Yeah, so Jamie, can I just let you know though that unfortunately Scott has put you on a intermittent reinforcement plan the same way that gambling works, because he's around sometimes, and you're not 100% sure and can't predict when those good times are.
Right.
And in some ways, that's the addictive process. That's how you get addicted, because you don't know when the payoff's gonna be. So now you're addicted to Scott.
Yeah.
Jamie, do you believe he's clean now?
I don't. I just feel that he's gone more than he needs to be. And I just feel when I do see him, he's acting peculiar, like something's up. And I know, I've been with him for 8 years, so I know when he's on and I know when he's off.
Do you feel like he's lying or concealing
He lies
things?
constantly. I feel like everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie.
Oh, wow. Scott, how does that feel to hear how much she doesn't trust you?
Yeah, I mean, that's the main issue. She hasn't been able to put these things behind her. The windshield's bigger than the rearview mirror because, you know, when you're looking out, you want to see the big picture.
Well, yeah, but you've been doing it for the last 10 years.
And I understand that, but there's been years of times where there's been, you know, a couple of years where I haven't done that.
And it went to a relapse, and it went to another relapse. I hate that word relapse. I relapsed, forgive me. She's living with the fear of a constant relapse. And by the way, $27 is it that he's supposed to pay in child support? You could collect cans and get recycling and get $27. What are you doing to get the $27?
Yeah.
These kids gotta eat.
So Scott, have you ever experienced depression or anxiety?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I work in a stressful environment, but when I get stressed, instead of, you know, taking my anger out on someone or something, I would go use.
Yeah.
I own it upon myself to admit to my problems. I haven't been a great person, and I've given her every reason to not be with me, but I've also at times given her a lot of reasons to be with me.
And you can talk about it, but being about it is a whole nother thing.
Absolutely.
Because you have to realize
You gotta walk it like
that-
you talk it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta prove to her that you wanted to. She's gotta see it.